Well, good morning, PCYouts, and welcome back to our youth lesson for this week. And as you can tell, we got three of us here today, and we're all wearing our official Parkland Chapel youth merchandise. We're all matching. Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. So, Emma, why don't you start us off with the announcements?
Well, we've changed the senior breakfast now from May 10th to May 17th.
May 17th, and what will that entail? There will be breakfast, and then they'll go up and do some music with
some
in
good
the big
eating,
church.
and Dave will play some music for us, and then they'll go back to church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, and I think that's it for the announcements. And why don't we have Dave do a little worship for us? Dave.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we can ever bring, worthy of every breath we can ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who can ever save. Worthy of every breath we can ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who can ever save. Worthy of every breath we can ever breathe. Live for you, oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart. Lead me in your love to those around me. I will build my life on your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
Well, thanks as always, Dave. And today we're going to be in 1 Chronicles. Audrey, why don't you explain that?
So today's lesson is over 1 Chronicles chapter 12, and today we're going to be talking about Dave's mighty men and the reason why they came with them.
Mm-hmm. And make sure to check out the Bible Project video before we get into this lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And Emma, why don't we number them off real quick?
Oh, yes.
Make sure you maintain your social distance here, 6 feet. Am I right?
At least.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, 4 groups.
4 groups.
That works. And why don't we have Anna go ahead and read this passage. Anna, why don't you go ahead?
Now these were the men who came to David at Ziklag, while he was still a fugitive from Saul, the son of Kish. And they were among the mighty men, helpers in the war, armed with bows, using both the right hand and the left in hurling stones and shooting arrows with the bow. They were of Benjamin, Saul's brethren. The chief was Ahiezer, then Joash, the son of Shema the Gibbethite, Jeziel, and Pelet, the son of Asmapheth, Barachah, and Jehu the Anathelite, Ishmael the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30, and over the 30, Jeremiah, Jehaziel, Johanna, and Jozabad the Jerodite, Eluzit, Jeremoth, Belai, Shemariah, and Shephatiah, and Harupite, Elkanah, Azarel, Joazar, and Jashabim, the Korahites, and Jolah the Zebedite, the sons of Jeroham of Gedor. Some Gadites joined David at the stronghold in the wilderness, mighty men of valor, men trained for battle who could handle shield and spear, whose faces were like the faces of lions and were swift as gazelles on the mountains. Ezer the first, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmanah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, and Machbanai the 11th. These were from the sons of Gad, captains of the army. The least was over 100, and the greatest was over 1,000. These are the ones who crossed the Jordan in the first month, when it had overflowed all its banks, and they could put to flight all those in the valleys, to the east and to the west. Then some of the sons of Benjamin and Judah came to David at the stronghold. And David went out to meet them and answered and said to them, If you have come peaceably to me to help me, my heart will be united with you. But if to betray me to my enemies, since there is no wrong in my hands, may the God of our fathers look and bring judgment. Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, the chief of the captains, and he said, We are yours, O David. We are on your side, O son of Jesse. Peace, peace to you, and peace to your helpers. For your God helps you. So David received them and made them captains of the troop. And some from Manasseh defected to David, and when he was going with the Philistines to battle against Saul, but they did not help them, for the lords of the Philistines sent him away by agreement, saying, He may defect to his master Saul and endanger our heads. When he went to Ziklag, of those of Manasseh who defected to him were Adnah, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Jozabad, Elihu, and Ziltai, captains of the thousands who were from Manasseh. And they helped David against the bands of raiders, for they were all mighty men of valor, and they were captains in the army. For at that time they came to David day by day to help him, until it was a great army like the army of God.
Well, thanks, Anna, for that wonderful rendition. Wasn't that great, guys?
She reads really well.
Mm-hmm.
The first question, Audrey, you want this one?
I would like the first question, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
So our first question is, were the mighty men of valor always mighty?
Who should we pick on this time?
I think we should pick on Todd.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, what do you think?
That question up there? No, I think they were pretty lame.
Well, he tried.
He did try. I mean, he gave it a pretty good effort, I think.
Not really.
Yeah. You could tell he didn't study anything.
Not much.
So, who else should we call him? How about we go with Mike?
Yeah. Oh,
Mike,
he
what do you
should
think?
do good.
Mm-hmm. Mike, what do you think?
Well, according to the biblical laws of interpretation, the law of logic says if the Bible calls them mighty men, yeah, they're mighty men.
You know, I thought he would do better,
He's our pastor.
considering, you know, he is a pastor of a church.
What if we ask his son? He's doing really good.
That's
these
true.
He's
sessions.
pretty
Let's
good
hope.
at
Let's
this.
hope the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, let's hope it does fall.
Let's hope it falls very far, like really, really far, miles away.
You got this one, Nate.
Nate,
No, they were not the leaders of the community. They were a rough bunch.
It's like you read it.
uncanny. It's like he read it right from a screen.
Future is safe.
Future is
Wow.
safe. That apple fell miles and miles
Really
away.
far from the tree.
Jeez. Well, NJ really nailed that one on the head, didn't he?
He did. I'm impressed.
Real nice.
So, to reiterate that question, were the mighty men of valor always mighty, Emma?
Actually, they were the complete opposite of mighty.
Yeah, before they became mighty, they were actually hiding in caves before, they
Mhm.
thought.
They were a real ragtag group. But God knew all along that if they were to associate with David for long enough, they would become mighty. Mighty men of valor. So, really good answer there, NJ. Okay, let's get into the second question. Emma, you want to read that?
Why was it especially brave of the sons of Benjamin to join with David?
Okay. So, first, let's call on Mike here on this one. Mike?
In the Bible, Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin, is called a ravenous wolf.
Wow.
Expected a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm a little frightened actually.
That was bad. Wow.
Let's see if
Let's see what Dave got. What are you thinking?
Can I go to the bathroom?
No, I don't.
We take after our mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sure would hope so.
Let's see if
NJ,
Save us.
wrap it up.
save us.
Wrap it up.
Saul was the king, and Saul was from the tribe of Benjamin.
Wow. He nailed it on the head.
Right
That's what
there,
he did.
just like that.
Nathaniel, he did a really good job on that one.
He did.
So, to go over the question again, why was it especially brave of the sons of Benjamin to join with David?
Well, it's very interesting actually. What was very unusual for them following him is that Saul, the current king then, he came from the tribe of Benjamin. Now, these men, the tribe that went with them, they normally wouldn't do this because one, they would trust that we want to take care of our king, and another reason is during this time, incoming kings would often kill the family members of the old king. So them following him shows how much faith they had in him.
Wow, they really trusted him.
They sure did.
Put it away. All right, let's move on to question 3. Max, will you read it for us?
Yeah. What was so special about David? Why were people drawn to him?
Let's pick on Mike this time.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think?
Go ahead.
The truth is, I'd rather be fishing.
He's
Let-
doing the best he can.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it's just not that good.
I thought he studied a little bit more.
Yeah, you would think so out of a pastor. Todd, what do you think?
I don't know what you said, but I drew a picture of King David.
Bad. I didn't think his answer could get any worse, but it somehow did.
He's got
Let's leave it
skill.
at that. Dave?
I'm at a loss for words.
He's got a pretty nice haircut, though.
He does have a nice haircut.
Got a really nice haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, NJ. Just wrap it up.
Yeah.
They knew that God had blessed David, and that David wasn't God's will. He was a man of the people.
Wow.
Amazing.
Uncanny.
Every time.
We should just have him teach church from now on.
We should.
Why did we even try?
And so what was so special about David, and why were people drawn to him?
Well, for starters, he was very famous for killing a man called the Goliath.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
And
Dude.
he got anointed by the prophet Samuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really special. He was also, King Saul was also a stubborn and just selfish man, and King David was actually a selfless man. Really nice. Kind
Very
ruler.
humble. And that's also why people were drawn to David so much. And in the Bible it says he came in and went out in front of the people. And that really just shows David was a pretty down-to-earth guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he slain a giant, and he was anointed by the prophet Samuel. But yet, he came in and came out.
It wasn't showy at all.
Came in and came out with the people. And he didn't have to stay behind a wall or anything. As that person that killed Goliath, he was just down with the other people. Question number 4. Audrey, why don't you read that?
Why is it important to align yourself with a worthy cause?
Okay. Let's start it off with Dave. Why don't you answer it, Dave?
This is dumb.
Todd. Why don't you go, Todd?
Awful.
Let's just wrap it all up here with NJ. NJ, what do you think?
We need to be concerned with heavenly gain instead of earthly gain. That is what matters eternally.
He just read my mind, and possibly he just read that up there
At the same
screen.
time.
I don't know.
Exquisite.
Uncanny.
It's a little scary how right he is.
It's scary. Nathaniel really did a good job on that one. So the question was, why is it important to align yourself with a worthy cause? Emma?
Well, people on Earth are always so selfish and self-absorbed, and
And most people on earth don't align themselves with a worthy cause. They align themselves with material possessions and self-accomplishments. And no matter what you do, no matter how much money you make, or what status you achieve as a person on earth, if you don't use that platform that you have to honor God, then you're nothing, honestly. And if you do honor God with your platform and you align yourself with a worthy cause, that means everything. And the main goal on earth is to lead others to heaven, and that's how you do it with your platform. What do you think?
David and Saul are actually great examples of this. Saul, who was anointed by God and he was used to being the center of attention. He was he only cared about himself. But when David came along and gained a little attention, Saul didn't like that, and eventually got to the point where he wanted to kill him. But for David, his entire purpose was to glorify God and what he did. Even when he was a young boy, he went up to Goliath and took him down simply because he ridiculed his God.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, he showed that he was aligning himself to a worthy cause.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That was a great answer. And well, that's gonna do it. That's our last question for today. And let's have David end it in prayer here and take us away with a song. What do you say, David?
Dear God, thank you for the ability to gather here via technology, and I pray thank you for fellowship even over the TV, Lord, and I pray may you bless us through our week, and may we dig more into your word and grow more in you with the unforeseen time off, Lord. In your son's name I pray, amen. So